Testimony under oath. The nation's top prosecutor says any suggestion he colluded with the Russians is a lie. But the Attorney General also refused to answer certain questions.
Democrats are accusing Jeff Sessions of stonewalling. CBS reporter Mola Lenghi is live in Washington with the testimony that got pretty heated at times today. Mola?
Well, yeah, Ken, Liz, the Attorney General did confirm some of the details that James Comey gave in his testimony last week. And while today, as you mentioned, did get tense, did get combative at times, no new major bombshells were dropped, no new insight into potential Russian collusion, no new details in terms of the firing of James Comey. And like you mentioned, some lawmakers accused the Attorney General of stonewalling their questions.
That a fresh start at the FBI was probably the best thing.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions repeatedly defended his decision to recommend the president fire FBI Director James Comey, despite the fact he had recused himself from being involved in the Russia investigation.
The suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process is an appalling and detestable lie.
Mr. Comey said that there were matters with respect to the recusal that were problematic and he couldn't talk about them. What are they?
Why don't you tell me? There are none, Senator Wyden. There are none. I can tell you that for absolute certainty.
His refusal to answer some questions frustrated some senators.
Did you ever discuss Director Comey's FBI handling of the Russia investigations with the president or anyone else?
Senator Feinstein, that would call for a communication between the Attorney General and the president, and I'm not able to comment on that.
And now you're not answering questions. You're impeding this investigation.
And he admitted to possibly having a brief encounter with the Russian ambassador at the Mayflower Hotel on April 27th.
I could say that I possibly had a meeting, but I still do not recall it.
Have you ever, in any of these fantastical situations, heard of a plot line so ridiculous that a sitting United States senator and an ambassador of a foreign government colluded at an open setting with hundreds of other people to pull off the greatest caper in the history of espionage?
Thank you for saying that, Senator Cotton. It's just like through the looking glass. I mean, what is this?
Now, oftentimes when someone refuses to answer some questions during a testimony in open session, they will agree to go into closed session where they answer some sensitive questions that they're not willing to answer in that open session. The Attorney General is not currently scheduled to go into a closed session, and he did not indicate whether he'd even be willing to do so during today's testimony. Ken?
Mola Lenghi with the very latest from Washington, D.C. Thank you, Mola.